But the same way we kind of shrugged at Alabama, the same way we kind of shrugged at Ohio State throughout the year with results that raised an eyebrow a little bit, I think Georgia's had their fair share of those this year.
You think Georgia's gettable?
I think they're gettable. I do.
How?
I think they're the best team in the country.
Tell me how. Tell me how.
Greg, when the lights were brightest, when the lights were brightest and all eyes were on Georgia playing the next team that was going to dethrone Georgia, what happened?
Oh, you're right. No, you're 100% right. They are the best team in the country. If they play their best game, Georgia wins the national championship running away by 2+ scores.
What I'm saying is it's playoff time. Every game is going to have every single light on it.
You're right.
Every single game is going to be Tennessee and Oregon.
You're right.
And what happened in both those games?
But that exact same argument, Hack, was used into why Ohio State would beat Michigan. That's all I'm saying. Like, we've looked at every.
I'm sure some people said that, but I mean, I said that Ohio State does show up, but Ohio State didn't show it in primetime consistently. I mean, they kind of had a pillow fight with Notre Dame to open up the year. I mean, that's looked better and better as the year went on.
Right.
But I mean, you're talking 2 flat out beat downs with the brightest lights.
You're right.
I mean, these Bulldogs are ready to rip.
Yeah. Georgia's biggest games, they have been at their best. That is undeniable.
Georgia is a football team that, one, there's 2 things with Georgia. One, I think they're the 2 teams that I would not want to play are Georgia and Utah. Utah is embarrassed by what happened in week 1 with Florida. And they're going to give you a fight. You might beat them. You might beat Utah. That's fine. But they're going to put the screws to you. And they're going to make you have to work. And then with Georgia is, I don't know that embarrassed is the right word, but with Georgia, what you get is a team that everyone doesn't believe in. I didn't believe in them because I didn't believe Kirby Smart was going to push the pace from an offensive standpoint. They think people don't believe in them because of how much they lost on the defensive side of the ball. And so they are hyper-focused on proving that they are good on the defensive end. And then Stetson Bennett is a guy that no one's ever believed in.
Yeah. Not wrong. And, I mean, look, they got the crown, right? They're sitting on the throne. Nobody should doubt them. And Hack, your point about the brightest lights is a big one. I have no counter on that whatsoever. Yeah. I'll go watch the Oregon tape to remind me of how good this Georgia team is if I'm going to talk myself into
Tennessee.
Like, I mean, the Tennessee one was what put a cherry on the top. Like, I thought like week 1, like cute, like, all right, cool. Like anyone can kind of get anybody, kind of neutral site game that's at home. You're playing your old DC. You know them really well. But the Tennessee one was what put the cherry on top for me because you're talking like the hottest team in America coming into that game.
Yeah.
And they just thoroughly whooped that ass. Yeah. And it could have been worse. If it didn't start raining in the third quarter, it could have been worse.
They pulled their pants down and said, hey, buddy, what do you want to do?
Yeah.